God, baby.
You over there living that music. I was like, it's
oh, that be me, girl, all the time. Like, I'll turn some YouTube on, like, especially when I'm in the house cleaning up and stuff, girl. Y'all know, like, I be in here cleaning, but I be in here, like, you know, feeling it. Well,
yeah,
welcome, Lola. It is such a pleasure, Queen, to have you on the show and just to interview you, because let me tell you right now, you are one of the fan favorites. My inbox blew the fuck up when they found it. I was interviewing me. People were like, "Oh, I loved her." Like, "Oh my God, I wish she would have stayed on longer." And they were just hitting my inbox with like questions. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna try my best, you guys, to get as much questions answered. But to let you guys know, this show is only 30 minutes, you guys. We don't want to hold her up because, as like anybody else, she is a busy lady, just like I am. Yeah. Oh my God. So how are you feeling today,
hello,
girl?
everyone. I am wonderful. It's good. This weather is amazing, and yeah, it's good. Feeling good. Feeling grateful to be here. So
right, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, we got Amarachi in the house. What's up, Amarachi? We got Santi Grace.
What's up, boo?
We got Santi Grace up in the house. Okay, go ahead, Lola. Introduce yourself, occupation, and your hometown, where you're from.
Hey, y'all. I'm Lola Ajayi. I am originally from Fairbanks, Alaska. Doing my thing in Los Angeles. I'm actually in London right now, which is crazy.
Nice.
Here for drama school and like trying to get some representation, work, and Navy vet, and just out here trying to live this dream, y'all. So.
Oh, work. I think that is every girl's dream, to go to London. That is one of my aspirations this year, to hit the streets of London. Ooh, yes. Fashion Week. So shout out to you, Queen. That is what's going on.
Thank you.
So I think
out here.
Yes, out here working. Y'all don't even know, these queens out here grinding and hustling just like everybody else. So good luck to you for that. I know London is amazing. It's one of my dreams to see out of the country, because that's just like, to see something like that is amazing. Like, oh my God. So getting started, like, I know most people, since you were a fan favorite, when did you start modeling?
Yeah, so for me, it's been a few years. I started a few years ago, but the way that it happened for me is I was in California. I was actually in the Navy, so I was in San Diego. And like when I finished my enlistment, I was like, okay, what do I want to do? Because my specialty was surgical technologist, so it's to work in the operating room. And I was like, ooh, I feel like I've done that, but what's like going to bring me joy? So then I was like, okay, I want to do acting. So I was planning to move to LA for acting. But before I did that, I did some headshots. And when I went to the headshots, the photographer was like, hey, have you ever thought about modeling? And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, you like photograph beautifully. And I was like, oh, like what kind of modeling can I do? I didn't even know it was a thing. And then, I just started doing TFP shoots to like get comfortable with camera. And then there was this modeling company back in San Diego, it was called Blueprint Modeling. And I started working with them to like do runway. And then after that, I moved to LA, and then, the rest is history, really.
Oh my God, that's amazing. And then it was just like, just the passion for it, and just like, I could really do this, that made you like, you know what, I really like doing this, huh? Like, I'm gonna just keep going, right?
Yeah. That was definitely, I was getting a lot of like positive feedback. I was getting and I was just getting more and more confidence. And like when I would do shows, most of the time I was doing shows, and I was the only plus size model in like a whole straight size, And so they normally didn't even have clothes for me. They were trying to like figure out how to make things work, but people would always come up to me at the end of the show and just like, oh my God, you killed it. So yeah, it was like a lot of positive feedback.
And I know that shit, like, to hear it, I'm sorry, you guys, I have a potty mouth, I'm sorry. But anyway, just to hear that shit, though, because people don't understand. When you model, to hear that shit from people in the audience warms your heart, because they don't know that's the fuel and the fire that keeps us going, because this is a challenge industry. Like, it's a challenge sometimes, especially just like you said, you go to shows and sometimes they don't have stuff to fit you, and that can make you feel like, so what's the word I'm looking for, like it'll make you feel so not awkward, but it
deflated,
makes you feel
really.
out of place. Like it just be like,
Yeah.
well, damn, what am I here for? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like to hear that from people that you don't even really know, that they love to see you out there, a woman of curves and a woman of color, just out there showcasing that, yeah, I can do it too. That shit is amazing, and it warms my heart to feel like to hear that. So
Yeah.
amazing, amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, body
So
positivity. So, like, what is your views on body positivity? Because I know, like, most models have different type of views, but like, what is your views? Because I know your stand and like your whole brand itself breathes body positivity. But what is your views?
yeah, so for me, body positivity is huge because like I've always been pretty confident, you know, as far as like just with my body, but I still had like my things about like my rolls and like my shape and just different
Yeah.
things like that. And I have a skin condition. It's called hidradenitis suppurativa. And
Mm.
so I had like a bunch of like surgeries. There was like a portion of time where I had to have surgeries and I had scar tissue and stuff. And then I started getting really embarrassed by it. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, this is my body. Like, I have to own it. I
Yeah.
have to express it and not care about what anybody says. Whatever anyone's going to say and like try to talk trash. Like, why do I care? This is my body. Like, whatever they have to say doesn't matter. And so I'm so huge about body positivity because I think that this is our life and we have to, it starts with us. We have to love ourselves. And so we have to like love all
Amen.
these things that social media and like other people say are not like what's in. Fat phobia is real. I think representation matters. And I think that we need representation
Mm-hmm.
for short, for fat, for skinny, for dark, for light, for queer, for everyone, the whole spectrum. We have to like own what we have, own these bodies and love them, and then people are gonna like catch on, and if they don't, it doesn't matter.
I mean, sucks for them because right now, you know, the plus size girls is killing it. We killing it, especially in the
Yes.
commercial industry. We are
Hey.
killing it. So I don't know what to tell to the people.
Yes.
Y'all just gonna have to get used to this shit because it's our
They're
time
gonna have to
now.
get used to it.
They didn't have their
Yes, they need
time.
to no, they have to restructure their whole thinking. That's the thing, you know what I'm saying? And it's only gonna happen the more fashion brands start putting plus size women in on the TV, on commercials, on in runway shows, on billboards.
Yes.
That's the only way it's gonna happen. People have to change their thinking and be like, okay, this is beautiful. Because right now they still have this warped thinking of what beauty is.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it's gonna happen.
Girl, you
It's
better say
happening.
it. You better say it because you just
It's
took the
happening.
words out of my mouth because I was just finna ask you, like with expertise, speaking of runway, because there's supermodels on the runway, but we need more women that are curvy, that are plus size, that is murdering the runway.
Yeah.
Like, because I know
Yep.
that's our most, like, for plus size, that's our most least that most of the girls would like to do. They do it though. Don't get it messed up. Like, they do it. But I would love to see more models out there murdering the runway. Like, because we grew up knowing, like, we had Naomi Campbell, we had Tyra Banks, we had Cynthia
Yes.
Bailey, we had Kimora Lee Simmons. Like, we had what's Diddy wife? I love her so much. She used to kill the runway. So it's like to see more plus size women, I would love that. And girl, just
Yeah.
what is your expertise that you love of modeling? Because I know most girls are like fit, most girls are commercial, most girls just like doing print. Then you got some girls that do runway. What's your favorite expertise?
Runway, 100% runway. Like I love
Ah,
print too. Like
yeah,
I love lifestyle and life. Like that's my thing.
yeah,
Like that's my
yeah.
thing all day. I can do that type of like commercial stuff. I also
Like,
love like editorial. You know, editorial is cool too. But like when do I feel myself the most? I feel myself the most in runway. Like I have a whole nother like persona, you know,
oh
like
my
when I
god.
get on, I'm like, I'm that bitch. Like I already, I'm
Oh,
like Beyonce, everybody, and I just like I feel like my shoulders go back and I'm like looking, you know, like I'm
oh my
ready.
god, girl.
So
What's her
runway's
name?
that thing.
What's
You
your
know?
persona's
Mm.
name when you get on that stage? What's her name? Because I know you got a name
Ooh,
for it, like
ooh,
change
ooh.
into like It just changed. As soon as the lights hit you, you'd be like, yes, like.
You know, and I haven't given her a name, but it's a vibe. You know, I think it's like a Beyonce vibe. It's all that. So
It's
for
another
sure.
Sasha Fierce. Sasha Fierce comes
Yes,
out when the
exactly.
lights hit you. Yeah, because
Hey,
runway is a whole nother
exactly.
vibe. I love, that is my expertise too. I love runway. I love to murder it.
Right?
I love, especially,
It
girl,
feels
yes.
so good.
Oh my God. Especially if you have on a gown and your makeup's done and your hair is just like slaying. It just, girl, it's a whole
Hey.
nother vibe.
I
It's a
love
whole
like the
nother vibe.
transformation of it too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes you just transform into something completely different, and then you bring out like, ooh, who's this character? What's she like? Who's she gonna bring? Like, let me give you a
Right.
little, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah, I totally feel it. So look, watching you on, because you were one of my favorites. I ain't even gonna lie. Like you was one of my
mm,
favorites. So when I seen you and like just hearing a part of your backstory on the show, I just like lit up and I was just like, oh my God, yes, they got somebody like with a little bit of flavor on here. Like it was like totally crazy. But like being on the show, because this show is like legendary for all the plus size community. Like we had a show, I believe it was like Curvy Girls back in the day. But to have this as a competition show, I know that was amazing. So congratulations to you, Queen, being on there. I know it
thank
was a
you.
short
Thank you.
period of time, but still, like you
Mm.
did make a big impact, and people did watch you. You were one of the fan favorites, girl. Um,
Yeah.
Pros being on the show, Thick House. Did you have any like pros? Did you have any cons? Because I know reality TV. I know you guys were on this show, and we do understand you guys are still under contract. Being on the show, being on reality TV, I know that's a little bit too much itself.
Yeah, I mean, for me, yeah, this was a huge thing for me because I always, of course, wanted to do America's Next Top Model. Like
Yes.
back then, I never thought like, you know, I could be a model, but I was like, when I saw Takara on there, and I was like, yes, okay, here we go, curvy girls, let's do
Yes.
this, you know.
Yeah.
And so when I first saw the casting for it, I was like, okay, you know what, like let me do this, like, and I think. We didn't really have an explanation of what it was. So I didn't know if it was going to be something kind of like America's Next Top Model or if it was going to
Mm-hmm.
be more like Project Runway.
Oh
And
yeah.
I guess I was thinking maybe it was going to be something like that. So I was like, oh, I'm going to kill this runway. I'm going to kill whatever, whatever. And I was just ready for it. And then when we knew it was for the Shade Room, I was like, ooh, wait a minute. Like, what? I don't know what's going to happen. You know, I was like, I don't want there to be a whole bunch of drama. I just want to show like what I do in the best light, you know? And
Yeah.
so I was really grateful for everything, and I think I was really grateful for all the women that were in it, all the other contestants, because I felt like we were all on the same vibe of giving a lot of positivity and not trying to like tear each other down. Like, of course, it was a competition, but at the
Yeah.
same time, we weren't like backstabbing or trying to like you know, make someone else do a horrible job so we ahead, because that's not the type of vibe that we want moving forward in our careers, you know.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. I was seeing that since like day one. I was seeing that since like day one. Like all you queens was kind of keeping it like, let's just like do this, but don't let it be like a little bit backstabbing. Because with reality TV, I think that's what these viewers want to see. They love to see the competition, but then they love to see, excuse my French, they love to see black bitches out there pulling their hair and arguing with each other and just like acting crazy. So I mean,
Yeah.
to see it on TV that y'all were competitive, but it wasn't as if like, okay, girl, like I don't like you type like you know, it was
Yeah,
really at a calm type of shade, you know. But
exactly.
speaking of relationships in the house, was it anyone that was just like your ace boom coon, like y'all just clicked in the
Yeah.
house?
So like day one, I was like me and Amarachi, like we were definitely, I was like, oh, you my girl, we're gonna be here. And then and also Sunshine. So like it was Love and
Yeah.
Sunshine. I was like, look at this girl. And she the whole
Oh.
time she was like, oh, like I'm in sports. Like I haven't done this. I'm just getting started. And I was like, come on, we got this. And we had met like once before, but we hadn't really
Mm-hmm.
kept in contact. So those were like my two like road dogs from like the very beginning. And so yeah, I was just loving their vibe, loving what they were bringing to the table. And sad that that my girl got kicked off this episode, but Sunshine's still there.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. I love them both, but you know, I'm here for Sunshine.
I know. Yeah, I know. Because Jaleesa's my girl too. Like they both sweet as pie. I remember Sunshine, I had met her one time at this casting, and just her whole aura was so like dope, you know? It kind of breathed confidence. It's amazing to see her in person because you just like somebody that thick and just walking with confidence. It like blows your mind because
Exactly.
in the industry they show plus size, but they show plus size to a minimum. You know, they keep it at a minimum. So to see her on the TV screen, it was just like, damn. Like it was like, yeah, we need to see more like that because that is America. That is the average plus size girl. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh my God, girl. Don't even get me started on that. Like
like bang, 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 and just owning it. Yes.
Don't even get me started on that. So, top 5 supermodels of your choice. Top 5.
Top 5 supermodels in general, like plus size supermodels.
Plus size supermodels.
So, okay. So I would say Precious Lee. Love me some Precious. When I saw her, she killing it. Oh my goodness, I can't. Like, if I can just get a little bit of the trajectory that she's on. Precious Lee. I'd say Philomena Kao.
Yeah.
You remember her?
Yes, yes.
I would say Philomena Kao. I'd say Tabria Majors. I'd say Ashley Graham. And who else? Ooh, I have one. Let me just. Who is it?
She's like, I have one. I know.
Hold on. Who is it? Oh, you know what? This one, Tess Holiday, when she came out, and the first time I remember when she got booked, and I was like a size 22, and she's like 5'2", 5'4".
Yo.
Like, I thought that was amazing. And then she was on Target, and then she was on this, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, she's breaking barriers. So, yes. Right there.
Like Tess Holiday, and I feel like Tess Holiday, they don't really give her props. Like people who do know of her, they don't give her props because baby is really a gorgeous plus size woman that is doing it up. And I love her tattoos, everything she stands for. Like she's a mother. Like it's crazy. So if anybody like goes to her Instagram, like you'll be dumbfounded. She is a very gorgeous woman. Shout out to Tess Holiday. Very beautiful girl. Like, oh my God. So, you know, I did a little background check on you, like acting. So acting, because I know modeling and acting, it go hand in hand. Like it can go hand in hand. It's different. It's semi, but it's different because sometimes with modeling, you know, we acting when we in that camera, when we're doing commercial acting.
You have to,
Like, what type of film, like moving forward acting? Was that like, I know you told me in the beginning, like, hey, I did some headshots for like acting, but I know you want to move forward doing that. Do you see yourself like, what type of films that you see yourself like you really, really want to do?
Oh my goodness. So, I mean, I want to do it all, really. I want to do it all.
I want to do it all, baby.
Projects. I want to do, you know, I want to do drama. I want to do sci-fi, like all of it. I'm here for it. So, I just feel like I would want to do any movie out there that's not specific to being curvy, because that's what it should be. It should be like just any other character, and you're just bringing it. And so I want to do shows where I'm just being whoever this character is, and they're like, oh yeah, she's a detective. Oh yeah, she's this. Oh, she was amazing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just ready for that. That's what I'm ready for in my career. I'm ready to book jobs that just have to show where I can show like my capability. So, you know how you like, what was it called? Lovecraft Country.
Oh, girl, one of my number.
You know what I'm saying? When I saw her in that, I was like, ooh, let me do something like that. Like, I thought that was amazing because they were just showing her this confident, gorgeous, curvy, brown-skinned woman just killing it. So shows like that would be amazing. Stuff like Issa Rae, like amazing. Like, there's just so many things.
Oh my goodness, girl. Those are both of my shows. Lovecraft Country was definitely amazing show. I'm so sad it went off. I think I cried when it went off because it was
I
touching my
know.
soul. Like every episode was
Yeah.
touching my soul, especially when they showed the burning of the Black Massacre, like the in Oklahoma City. Like that really touched my soul where I was like
Mm-hmm.
crying, girl. I was crying. Like
Yeah.
it was a
Because
mess.
it's based on some real life stuff, you know?
Yeah. What we really went through.
Hits
So
deep.
but to see that Black woman on the screen, I know when I saw her, I said, "Oh, I'm gonna follow her on Instagram." I was like, "She is so
Yes,
beautiful. I'm
same.
gonna follow her on
Yeah,
Instagram." Amazing.
exactly.
So you being so strong, your story did touch a lot of people on too. Thick House, the Navy. You being in the Navy, like girl, both of my grandfathers were in the Navy. Not the Navy, they were in the Army, but they fought in the war, like both of the wars.
Mm-hmm.
How was that? Because I was always taught like, even though they were in the Army, they would all be like, the Army's not a place. They was like the Army's very scary for people of color. So to hear you were plus size and you were so strong, like how was that?
Yeah, it was it was a great experience. Like I have friends that still from the military that I'll have forever, I feel like, because we created some like really strong bonds. I learned a lot, but there was things that were difficult. I mean, it's difficult being a woman, of course. Anytime there's an some type of platform or
Male
foundation
dominant.
that was male dominant, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so so they want you to be strong, they want you to be like a team player, but they also don't want you to be too strong. They don't want you to outshine, certain people,
Yeah.
things like that was a little heartbreaking, but there was so many beautiful moments that that I'm glad that I did it. So
Oh my goodness. And I know being in the
yeah.
Navy, it's an excruciating training process. Do you apply that to how you were in the Navy to your active lifestyle now? Because I love what you said on the show. People have this fucking like perception of like plus size women just don't work out. And I'm like, I work out. How do y'all think I retain
Hello.
this weight? I work out and I eat right.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah. No, 100% all day. So that was me all the time in the military. So like I had to lose like 50 pounds to get in. And then I was constantly eating healthy, eating right, doing my workouts, plus doing extra workouts because I was put on like the fat team, basically called FET, where you have to do an extra like 2 workouts.
Oh my
within
God.
the week. It's a whole thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's a whole
way.
thing. But and it was just so frustrating because it was in their minds, they just thought I wasn't eating well enough or I wasn't doing something. But I'm like, no, this is me. And at the same time, I had my friends who were maybe half my size, and I could outrun them and I could do more sit-ups than them and more push-ups, but it didn't even matter because what they saw of me was someone that they thought was, out of shape or what have you. So but as like now, yes, of course, like my friends think I'm crazy. Like they don't want to work out with me because I'm like, oh, come on, just 5 more reps. Come on, get those knees higher.
Yeah.
Just breathe. Come on, swoosh down. Like, come on, you can do it. Like, I'm a little crazy when it comes to working out.
They like, honey, Lola gonna kill us. You one of them friends that be like,
yeah,
you go ahead, girl. I'm back here. Like,
that's seriously. Yeah, no.
You one of them friends. You one of them friends that be like, you want to work out, and they lie in the text like, oh, I can't. Like,
no, seriously. I'm like, hey, who wants to do this fitness challenge? Nobody. Not with you. Okay.
No, but I love how you got the element of surprise. I love when plus size women go out into a different type of industry or just a different environment, and they just like, people have this perception of like, oh, she's not gonna like do that well because she's plus size, and then when you go out there and fuck it up, they like, oh shit, like they have this like, oh my God, and they're like so surprised. I love secretly, I'm saying, I love doing that shit in runway. I love surprising because they always have this perception of like, they be like, oh yeah, let her, but once I do it, they be like, damn. They be like, damn, like she's killing
always
it.
Always.
Oh
yeah,
my
exactly.
God.
I'll bring it out there, and there's automatically you come to the end, you do your little turn, look back at them, they're like, wait, what? Yeah,
Yes,
that's
crazy.
it
Like,
too.
oh. So knowing that the Navy was challenging, did you ever have any like? Because most girls did. I did. I think any woman that's in the fashion industry or the modeling industry. What was your most challenging aspect of modeling?
I'd say my most challenging aspect of modeling is getting no's, you know, auditioning for stuff and
Yeah.
giving your all and just being told no constantly. You know, going like auditioning or going to like you know, before COVID and everything, you go into like walk-ins for agencies and they
Yeah.
would tell me I'm too short or I'm too this. I had one agency, an agency that a lot of people know, one of the bigger ones. And the one of the reps told me like, hey, I didn't say this if anyone asked, but like we're not doing black girls right now. And they're like, we just had a meeting last week and we're looking for blonde and ethnically ambiguous. And he was like, I love your port. I love what you're giving me, but like come back in 6 months and we'll see if something changes. And so knowing that it has nothing to do with you and it's out of your control, like those are the things that have been like the hardest for me. But I just
Damn.
keep pushing, you know? You
You
just
know
gotta
what?
show that you have it.
You know what, Queen? And I'm so sorry that that was told to you because you're not the only person who have shared a story with me like that, just conversating amongst other models that, and it has been one of the bigger, you know, agencies. We're not going to name any names, but I've heard that same story and it breaks my heart, Queen, that that's told to you because that shit is fucking crushing because we put our all into this industry and to be told that, oh, we're not hiring a certain type of black girl or just like it take you back. It's like goddamn, like we just been took back 10 steps and but we're supposed to be fashion forward and to be told that
Yeah.
it kind of breaks my heart. Like and it takes me back to all the no's I used to get and hearing your story and multiple other girls' stories. You know, shit has to change because that's excruciating to hear and that can really tear a new model in the business that could really just make them like I don't want to do this anymore. So
Exactly.
what like
Exactly.
what like seriously moving forward, what deterred you from here? Because I know that crushed your heart. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I know
Yeah.
that crushed your heart. What gave you the strength? Like, you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna do this. Like, I don't care.
I think because I was a big one of the big things was seeing the models that have already been out there doing it and killing it, and I was just like, and what they meant to me to see them, and so I wanted to be a positive influence for like other young uh, black curvy women, you know, growing up. I want them to see like, hey, she did it. Oh, look at her. She accepts her arm. She accepts this. Because I used to be a thing. I used to have a thing about my big arms, you know, and my rolls and whatever. And so I want them to, hey, right? And so I just want them to be like, hey, she accepts herself like this. Like I can accept myself as well, you
Yeah.
know? And so, that just gave me more of a push. And I was like, you can't, no one tells me no except me. So I'm just going to keep going and I'm going to eventually get my yes. You
Oh my
know,
God.
I think that
Yes.
was the biggest thing,
Yes. Yes, you are
that
though.
there's a yes out there.
Yes. Yes. Yes, you are. So I know we're ending, you guys. We're getting to the end. Hearing that just like warmed my soul. And I'm gonna ask just two of the questions of the fan questions. There's one question on here. They saying your look is so edgy, Lola. We love you for what you stand for. What like did you always like had short hair? Because they said they love your look, the short hair look. What made you just like okay, this is my look? Like because it is. It's so edgy. Like what made you just go with the
Thank
short
you.
hair? Yeah.
Yeah. So I was trying to like rock long hair for the longest time and I would do like protective styles and go in
Yeah.
and out of like having wigs or having weaves or having everyone used to say I used to look like Fantasia back in the day where I had it like a short pixie type. It wasn't like all the way shaved. But then I was just like, you know what? I want to start over fresh because I thought I was going to like grow my hair out and have it like, and I wanted to see what my hair would be like if I shaved it off, if I could get like a nice curl, a nice whatever. And then I shaved it, did not like it. hated it for like 2 weeks, would not let anyone like put me in any of their pictures or like videotape me. And then, no, seriously, I was like, I look like a boy. What did I do? And then I just started owning it. And I was like, ooh, look at these cheekbones. Ooh, it brings my eyes out. Ooh, it does this. And then I just started owning it. And then now I'll wear wigs sometimes. It's fun.
Yes.
But most of the time I try to
haircut.
I try to have it short and just rock it. It feels good. It's so easy because I love to be in the water all the time. I don't have to worry about it. When I work out, I don't have to worry about it. It's easy breezy.
Yeah, I love it. I love that you own your look. I love that because that haircut is so edgy and it just, you pop. If you walk in the door, it's just like, oh, I want to see what she's doing. Like, I want to know what she's about. So keep that look, girl. That's it. That is your, like, when anybody think of Lola, we'll know, like, by that hairstyle. So that's amazing, girl. But I do love a good wig, though. I do love a good wig.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Woo,
Yes.
girl, when it's not hot, because I don't know how the kids do it right now in the heat. Gluing that thing down, like putting that thing down, like, oh my God. So ending out our last question of the day, plus size beauty. When you hear the word plus size beauty, like what comes to mind? Plus size beauty.
So for me, I think plus size beauty is just like any beauty. It starts from within. You have to first believe that you are beautiful. You have to own your beauty. You have to work on it every day, saying, believing that you're beautiful, and not letting what anyone else tells you deter what you think about yourself.
Yes.
And I think that's the biggest thing. And I think it's across the board. Like, I don't think it's any different than any other beauty.
Yes, yes,
So.
I love it. Oh my God, you just warmed my heart. Yes, so I just want to say thank you so much, Lola, for coming on to the show. You are such an inspiration to me and all the other young girls and models out there. Keep going, Queen, and I just want to say thank you so much. You have so much aspirations going in you have so much aspirations and goals coming to your life. And I just want to say thank you, and thank you for blessing us with your presence on She Is Plus Size Beauty, you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you, everyone. I love you guys.
All right. Thank you, guys. Catch us next week on Sunday where we will be interviewing Sunshine. All right.
Hey. Bye, y'all.
Ooh.